Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
Watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
Hi, you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, está viendo Blue Blood Deporte TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV. So I want to talk about a fight that is not getting too much publicity and too much attention, and that's due to the fact that one fighter had a layoff and the other fighter has become somewhat irrelevant in the sport of boxing due to keep losing and his discipline. I want to talk about Danny Garcia versus Bambam Brandon Rios, or Brandon Bambam Rios, however you want to say it. You know, I think this is a fight. This is a comeback fight for Danny Garcia. He hasn't fought in a year. By the time this fight takes place, it'll be over a year since Danny Garcia fought. His last fight was when he fought Keith Thurman. He lost the belts to Keith Thurman. Brandon Rios, you know, he's inactive and then he's active, and he's fought a lot of I want to say bar fights or casino fights. You know, under the radar type of fights, fighting over in Mexico and things of that sort. You know, trying to get himself back into the sport of boxing and trying to get himself back relevant. You know, Brandon Rios' issue in the sport of boxing is that he lacks discipline in the sport of boxing. You know, and then on top of it, he's not the most talented fighter in the world. But you know, I think it's more of lack of discipline is the problem. You know, he's a come forward, typical, quote unquote Mexican style type of fighter. You know, so this is going to be a good fight, man. And I think that a lot of people shouldn't underestimate Brandon Rios, man, because when you get a dedicated and focused and disciplined Brandon Rios, man, he could spoil a lot of plans for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this fight for Danny Garcia, this could be a tricky fight, man. I know a lot of people think Danny Garcia just gonna go in there and blow Brandon Rios out the water. I don't see that. You know, I think that Brandon Rios, you're gonna he's back with the Garcias. You know, he's a dude. You know, he kind of puts me in the mindset of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. You know, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in a sense that, you know, they lack discipline. You know, in the sport of boxing. You know, I don't know. I think they come off. They're the kind of fighters that just want to get the payday. You know, they want to get out of this situation. And you know, Brandon Rios, he had a couple of big fights with Mike Alvarado. Those were entertaining fights. You know, and you know, but as far as his relevance, I mean, he had a big fight with Manny Pacquiao, which was a comeback fight for Manny Pacquiao. That was shortly after he was knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez. So you know, I don't think he should have gotten that fight. But, you know, that was a stay busy fight for Manny Pacquiao. It was a comeback fight for Manny Pacquiao. So, you know, it was a good fight. A lot of people thought that Manny Pacquiao was making a mistake by going in there after being knocked out by Marquez and going in there with a fighter, a rough, rugged, and tough fighter such as Brandon Rios. You know, Brandon Rios, he scored a record 34-3. And with 25 knockouts, you know, he has one KO loss himself. You know, he's been knocked out one time, and that was you know, to everybody's surprise, that was against Timothy Bradley. You know, most people didn't think that Timothy Bradley, because Timothy Bradley is not a hard puncher. I don't want to say any boxer's a feather-fisted type of puncher. You know, but Timothy Bradley is not the biggest puncher in the world. You know, so for him to knock out Brandon Rios, I think just showed a lack of discipline on Brandon Rios' part, you know, because Timothy Bradley doesn't get a lot of knockouts, you know. So that's his one only knockout loss, and he has one draw, you know. But he's scheduled to take on Brandon Rios February 17th. I'm not too sure where the fight is going to take place. It may be in the Barclays Center, because I know a lot of Danny Garcia's fights be in the Barclays Center. So I'm not too sure right now. I don't have the facts on me about where the fight is going to take place. Yeah, you know, Danny Garcia himself is 33-1. He's coming off his first loss against Keith Thurman, which was a tough fight. You know, Keith Thurman brought the fight to him in the first, I want to say, 4 or 5 rounds. Then Keith Thurman started boxing him, staying away. You know, moving around, moving a lot, using a lot of lateral movement, you know, and causing Danny Garcia problems. Danny Garcia is a flat-footed fighter, so that's why I think that this fight is going to be real entertaining, because Brandon Rios is a come-forward fighter. So, you know, he's a rough, rugged type of fighter. You know, for him to come forward he's going to make the fight. He's going to be there. Somebody's going to get knocked out. But I think I'm personally picking Danny Garcia to win this fight. You know, but I don't think people should underestimate Brandon Rios in this fight, man, because he got a lot to prove. I think he's motivated for this fight because he's how big of an underdog and how everybody's saying he don't deserve this fight. So, you know, but this is a good comeback fight for Danny Garcia. You know, to get a tune-up fight, quote unquote, and it be Brandon Rios. You know, that says a lot. You know, so you know, yeah, I think a lot of people underestimate Brandon Rios and what he's going to bring to the ring, man. I think this is going to be an action-packed fight. I think this could be a candidate for Fight of the Year for 2018 to start the year off. So February 17th, this fight is taking place. So that's all I got for y'all. Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, and get all the new notifications. Blue Blood Sports TV. Make sure y'all hit that like button and make sure y'all hit that bell icon. Peace.
Hey, you have just finished watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications, the like button, and most importantly, the subscribe button. See you soon.